Hey there, wise ones. Grab that cozy blanket, settle into your favorite rocker, and let's gather round for a tale that'll clutch your heart, rattle your bones, and linger like a shadow in the moonlight. This isn't just any story. It's a raw, soul-shaking saga from a village where innocence was stolen, sacred traditions were crushed, and a stranger's honeyed words led pure hearts down a cursed road to ruin. My dear elders, this one's for you. A fierce reminder to guard our values against glittering temptations and hold tight to the faith that binds us. We're plunging into a world of betrayal, divine fury, and a community's desperate fight to reclaim its soul. Ready to tread this thorny path with me? Let's dive deep. Imagine a village called Obosi, nestled in a verdant valley where the river glints like a string of pearls and palm trees sway under a sky painted with heaven's hues. The sun rises soft, draping the mud brick huts and cassava fields in a golden glow that feels like a whispered blessing. The air's alive with the aroma of sizzling akara, fresh earth, and the faint sweetness of ripe mangoes. Children chase butterflies through dusty lanes, their giggles mingling with the cluck of hens and the hum of women pounding yam. In Obosi, folks are kin. Neighbors swap pots of agusi stew, elders weave tales under the ancient baobab tree, and trust is the heartbeat of their world. One rule reigns supreme. The girls of Obosi must remain pure, saving themselves for marriage. It's a sacred vow, etched in the village's soul, and the elders cherish it, proclaiming, "Our daughters are pure, a gift to the gods and a shield for our land." Parents raise their girls with pride, teaching them to carry this virtue like a flame, believing it secures the gods' favor. Lush harvests, healthy livestock, and peace. The women boast at the stream, "My daughter's honor is Obosi's pride," while the men nod, knowing their traditions keep the village strong. Have you ever lived in a place where a single rule held everyone together, wise ones? Drop a comment and share. I'm all ears. In this village lives a girl named Ifeoma, radiant as a morning star, with a laugh that dances like a breeze through the palms. Ifeoma's a gem, kind, sharp as a tack, always helping her mother at the market or carrying water for the elders. Her parents, Chidi and Amara, are humble farmers, their hut modest, its leaky roof patched with love. Ifeoma's friends, a spirited crew, spend their days weaving baskets, grinding corn, and singing songs of future weddings, their voices sweet as honey. They know the rules. Purity is their crown, and they guard it fiercely, giggling about suitors but never straying. Ifeoma dreams of a life blessed by the gods, maybe as a healer, easing the village's pains. Obosi feels like a slice of paradise, its rhythm steady, its people woven tight by faith and tradition. But even paradise can crack. One sweltering afternoon, a stranger arrives, stepping off a creaking bus from the city. Her name's Zara, and she's a vision, tall, glowing, her wrapper tight and shimmering like a river at dusk. Her beads clink like soft music, her makeup bold, her walk bold enough to hush a crowd. The villagers stare, some in awe, others with narrowed eyes. "Who's this city woman?" they mutter. Zara settles with her cousin, a quiet widow at the village's edge, and her presence ripples through Obosi like a pebble in a still pond. Have you ever met someone who turned every head but stirred a quiet warning, wise ones? Tell me below. Zara's a force. Bold, worldly, carrying the city's dazzle in her every stride, she glides through the market, her laughter loud, her clothes catching every eye like a flame in the dark. The men gape, whispering, "She's a queen from the stars." The girls, especially Ifeoma and her friends, are spellbound. Her wrappers are like nothing here, one sighs. She walks like she owns the world, another says, longing to shine as bright. Ifeoma watches, her heart a tug of war between awe and the rules she's vowed to keep. Zara notices their stares and flashes a smile that's both warm and sharp. "You like my style, don't you?" she asks Ifeoma one day, tossing her braids. Ifeoma nods, shy. "It's so different." Zara chuckles, her eyes glinting. "Stick with me, girl, and I'll show you how to be more than a village maiden." The words light a spark in Ifeoma, a hunger to be seen, to be more. She doesn't know Zara's hiding a secret, one that'll tear Obosi apart. Zara's charm isn't just confidence, it's a trap. In the city, she's mastered the art of trading her beauty for gifts, meeting men in secret for cash and trinkets. Now in Obosi, she sees ripe ground to sow her ways, and the village's pure maidens are her prey. Have you ever sensed trouble lurking behind a dazzling smile, wise ones? Drop it in the comments. Zara starts slow, weaving her web with care. She befriends the girls with compliments, her voice smooth as palm oil. "You're too pretty for these plain clothes," she tells Ifeoma, slipping her a beaded bracelet that glints in the sun. Ifeoma blushes, tying it on, feeling a thrill. "Thank you, Zara," she says, her heart swelling. The other girls, Nkechi, Ada, Chioma, fall in line, accepting Zara's gifts. Shiny hairpins, glossy scarves, small mirrors that catch the light. Zara's hut becomes their haven, where she teaches city tricks, how to paint their lips red, tie their wrappers tight, sway their hips to draw a man's gaze. "Men love a bold woman," she says, winking. "Make them notice you, and they'll shower you with treasures." Ifeoma's uneasy. Her mother's voice rings in her head. "Purity is your strength, Ifeoma." But Zara's world is electric, and the gifts feel like power. One evening, Nkechi stays late at Zara's. A trader from a nearby village arrives, his bag heavy with coins. Zara whispers to Nkechi, "Be sweet to him, and he'll give you something special." Nkechi hesitates, her heart pounding, then nods, slipping into the shadows with the man. She returns with a gold bangle, eyes wide with shock and excitement. "It was so easy," she whispers to Ifeoma. Ifeoma's stomach twists, part horror, part envy. "Is this right?" she asks. Zara smirks, leaning close. "It's just business, Ifeoma. Join us and you'll see what life can be." Have you ever been tempted by a path that sparkled but felt wrong, wise ones? Share it below. Nkechi's secret spreads like wildfire among the girls. "Zara's right," she tells them, flashing her bangle. "It's quick, and look at this." The others, Ada, Kioma, even shy Ngozi, grow curious, their resolve crumbling. Zara arranges more meetings, pairing girls with traders, hunters, even married men passing through. She takes a cut of every gift. Coins, jewelry, bolts of fine cloth, her own purse swelling. Ifeoma holds out longer, clinging to her upbringing, but the pressure mounts. Her family's struggling. Her father's crops are failing. Her mother's market stall nearly empty. Just once, she tells herself, meeting a merchant Zara introduces. He hands her a stack of cash, enough to buy her family rice and oil for months. Ifeoma's guilt burns like fire, but the money's weight in her hands feels like a lifeline. She hides it under her mat, her heart heavy but her will slipping. Soon, nearly every maiden in Obosi is in Zara's circle, sneaking to her hut at dusk, returning with trinkets and secrets. They mimic Zara's style, red lips, Tight wrappers, bold laughs, spurning the elders' teachings. Purity's for fools, Zara says, tossing her beads. This is freedom, girls. Live for yourselves. The girls drink her words, forgetting the gods, their families, their honor. They form a secret pact, vowing to hide their deeds, their laughter masking the shame creeping in. Have you ever seen a group fall under one person's spell, wise ones? Tell me in the comments. The girls play their parts well, keeping up appearances. They fetch water at dawn, sing at village festivals, bow respectfully to the elders. Their parents suspect nothing, still boasting, "Our daughters are Obosi's glory, pure as the river." The elders nod, proud, unaware of the rot spreading. But the village's harmony begins to fray. Cassava fields wither, their leaves curling black and brittle. Goats sicken, collapsing in the dust. Villagers fall ill, their fevers stubborn, their coughs echoing through the night. Fear grips Obosi, the air thick with unease. "What's wrong?" the women whisper at the well. "The gods are silent," the men mutter, their prayers unanswered. The elders, sensing a deeper wound, summon the oracle, Mama Ozi, a woman whose gaze seems to pierce the veil of the spirit world. The village gathers at her shrine, their faces etched with dread. "Mama Ozi, why this curse?" the chief asks, his voice trembling. She sways, her beads rattling, and the air grows heavy, like a storm brewing. "The gods are enraged," she says, her voice a low rumble. "The purity of your maidens, your sacred vow, has been defiled. Their virtue was your shield, and it's shattered. To lift this curse, 2 true virgins must carry a sacrifice to the sacred grove by the next full moon, or Obosi will crumble." The crowd gasps, murmurs rising like a tide. "Our girls are pure," a mother cries, clutching her shawl. Mama Ozi's eyes are grim. "Test them and see the truth." Have you ever felt a community's faith crack under doubt, wise ones? Drop it below. The elders waste no time, calling every maiden to the village square. The town crier's bell clangs, his voice booming. "All girls to the palace now." Families stream in, confident their daughters will shine as beacons of virtue. Ifeoma's parents beam, unaware of her secret, whispering, "Our Ifeoma will save us." The square buzzes with hope, the air thick with expectation. Mama Ozi stands tall, holding a clay pot carved with ancient runes. "This pot holds a sacred bead," she declares, her voice cutting the chatter. "Only a true virgin can draw it out. This is the gods' test to find the maidens for the sacrifice." The girls line up, some fidgeting, others bold, their parents watching with unwavering pride. Ifeoma's heart thunders. She's strayed too far with Zara's men, but clings to a shred of hope that the gods might spare her. The first girl, Ngozi, steps forward, her hand trembling as she reaches in. She pulls it out, empty. The crowd murmurs, but stays calm. The second girl, Chioma, tries, her face set. Nothing. Then Ada, then Nkechi. One by one, each maiden fails, their hands empty, their eyes darting. The murmurs grow tense, a mother's gasp breaking the quiet. "What's happening?" a father mutters, his faith shaking. Even the chief's daughters, Amaka, raised with iron rules, then her sisters, Kioma and little Ada, step up, their grace legendary. Amaka reaches in, confident, but her hands empty. Kioma tries, then Ada, each failing. The square falls silent, shock rolling through like a wave. "Not even the chief's girls?" an elder chokes out. Ifeoma steps forward, her legs weak, and reaches into the pot. Her fingers grasp nothing but air. She stumbles back, tears burning, guilt flooding her. The villagers' pride collapses. Every maiden has failed. Have you ever seen a truth shatter a community's heart, wise ones? Tell me in the comments. The silence breaks as the girls exchange panicked glances. Nkechi, trembling, shouts, "It's Zara! She changed us!" Other voices join, a chorus of blame. "Zara taught us her ways! She brought this curse!" Fingers point, rage surging like a river bursting its banks. Parents clutch their daughters, some sobbing, others shouting, "How could this happen?" The elders turn to Zara, who stands at the crowd's edge, her smirk fading under their blazing stares. "What have you done to our daughters?" The chief thunders, his voice shaking the square. Zara lifts her chin, defiant. "I showed them a better way. Freedom, not your old rules." The villagers roar, their anger a storm. "You defiled our maidens!" a mother screams. "You've cursed us all!" Ifeoma, her guilt a knife in her chest, steps forward, tears streaming. "She's right," she whispers, her voice breaking. "Zara taught us to meet men, take their gifts, money, jewelry. I followed her. We all did." The crowd gasps, parents reeling as if struck. Chidi, Ifeoma's father, staggers, his face gray. "Ifeoma, how could you?" Amara weeps, clutching her wrapper. The chief's eyes narrow, his voice ice. "Zara, you've broken our sacred trust, angered the gods. You'll face their judgment." Mama Ozi raises her staff, the air crackling. With no virgins left, Zara must bear the sacrifice alone. She sowed this chaos. She must answer to the gods. Zara's defiance cracks, fear flickering in her eyes as the crowd parts. Mama Ozzy hands her a heavy calabash, brimming with offerings, yam, cola nuts, palm oil, a white hen tied to its rim. "Take this to the sacred grove," she commands. "Walk alone and beg the gods' mercy." Zara's hands shake as she lifts it, the village's glares burning her like fire. Have you ever seen someone face the weight of their deeds, wise ones? Drop it below. Zara's journey begins at first light. She walks through Obosi, the calabash balanced on her head, its weight pressing her shoulders. Villagers line the paths, their eyes cold, their whispers sharp. Children hide behind mothers, elders shake their heads, and Zara's cousin, shamed, turns her face away. The village that once marveled at her now spits her name like a curse. Zara enters the forest, its canopy thick, the air damp and heavy. The path twists, roots snagging her feet, branches clawing her wrapper. For 3 days she walks without rest, her feet blistered, her throat parched, the calabash a relentless burden. The forest hums with eerie sounds, whispers, rustles, the snap of unseen twigs, as if the gods themselves stalk her. Alone, Zara's city bravado crumbles. She thinks of the girls she swayed, Nkechi's bangle, Ifeoma's cash, the dozens who followed her lead. She sees their faces, their trust in her, and the traditions she mocked. "Was it worth it?" she whispers, tears carving tracks through her dust-streaked face. Her beauty, her charm, her city shine, all feel hollow now, like ashes in the wind. On the 3rd night, she reaches the sacred grove, a clearing where moonlight pools like liquid silver. Exhausted, she sets the calabash on the stone altar, its carvings glowing faintly. She kneels, her body aching, and prays, her voice raw. "Gods of Obosi, I've sinned. I led your daughters astray, brought pain to your land. Forgive me, spare them, take my life if you must." The air grows still, heavy. Then a soft breeze stirs, carrying her plea into the dark. Zara rises, drained but resolute, knowing her fate rests with the divine. Have you ever faced a moment of reckoning that stripped you bare, wise ones? Tell me in the comments. Zara returns to Obosi, her steps heavy, her once proud posture bowed. The villagers gather, their eyes a mix of relief and lingering fury. The fields sprout green, the sick rise from their mats, goats bleat with new vigor. The curse is lifting, the gods appeased. But Zara's trial is far from over. The elders convene under the baobab tree, Mama Ozi at their side, her staff planted firm. The gods have accepted your offering, she says, her voice solemn. But your actions demand justice, Zara. The chief steps forward, his face carved with sorrow and resolve. You corrupted our maidens, broke our sacred vow, and brought divine wrath. You'll stay in Obosi for 12 years, serving the shrine, carrying every sacrifice to the gods. You'll live apart, reflecting on the ruin you caused. Zara nods, head low, as they lead her to a small hut by the shrine, its walls plain, its solitude stark. The villagers shun her, their whispers a constant lash. Zara, the city temptress, now an outcast. Ifeoma and the other girls face their own fallout. Parents weep, their dreams of honorable marriages shattered. Suitors turn away, whispering, "Those girls are tainted." Ifeoma's father, Chidi, can barely look at her, his pride broken. Amara, her mother, prays daily, seeking forgiveness for her daughter's shame. The girls, once the village's joy, now walk with heads bowed, their futures dimmed by their choices. Have you ever seen a community grapple with betrayal, wise ones? Drop it below. The elders act swiftly to mend Obosi's soul. They tighten the rules, decreeing that no city visitors may stay without the chief's blessing. They gather the girls for daily lessons, teaching purity, honor, and the gods' laws with renewed fervor. The women form a council, watching the young with hawk-like eyes, ensuring no stranger's influence creeps in again. The men patrol the village's edges, guarding against outsiders with sweet words. Obosi heals, but the scars run deep. The fields bloom, the sick recover, but the trust that once bound the village is fragile, like a mended pot. Ifeoma, haunted by her role, vows to redeem herself, helping her mother at the market, caring for the elders, praying nightly for forgiveness. Nkechi and the others follow, their laughter gone, their faces etched with regret. Zara, in her lonely hut, tends the shrine, carrying offerings to the grove, her hands calloused, her spirit heavy. She speaks to no one, her once bright eyes dull, her city glamour a faded memory. The village children avoid her, whispering, "That's Zara, the one who cursed us." Her story becomes a legend, told by firelight to warn the young. Beware the stranger who trades honor for gold, for she brought ruin to Obosi. The elders pass it down, their voices grave, urging the next generation to hold fast to tradition, to shun the glitter of false promises. Obosi stands stronger, its faith tempered by pain, its people wiser for the loss. Wise ones, our values are our roots. Guard them fiercely, for temptation's shine fades, but truth and honor endure. Hit that like button if this tale stirred you. Drop a comment with your story of tradition tested, and subscribe for more stories that wake your soul. Stay blessed, stay wise, and I'll see you in the next one.